So, hello everyone. Today we'll be exploring John Dewey's curriculum conceptualization, focusing on his revolutionary ideas about experience, democracy, and education. Dewey's work has profoundly influenced modern educational theory and practice, and I'm excited to delve into his ideas with you. Um, my name is Evan Kimutai Chalal, and we are going to go through this together. The title of this presentation, as you can see, is John Dewey's Curriculum Conceptualization, Experience, Democracy, and Education. So, John Dewey, born in 1859, and he lived until 1952, was a pivotal figure in American philosophy and education. As a key figure in the progressive education movement, Dewey championed an approach to learning that emphasized experience and democracy. His ideas, articulated in seminal works like, and I quote, Democracy and Education, and again, I quote, Experience and Education, continue to shape our understanding of effective teaching and learning. So we move to Dewey's core ideas. His core ideas um, his his core ideas were based on four core principles and notions. First of all, he saw education as a fundamentally social process. This way, he emphasized the importance of interaction and community in learning. Second, he advocated for learning through experience, popularizing the, and I quote, learn by doing approach. And third, Dewey viewed schools as microcosms of democratic society, placing places where students could practice and develop the skills needed for active citizenship. And finally, he insisted that curriculum should be relevant to students' lives, connecting classroom learning to real world contexts and adapting to students' interests and needs. Um, Moving straight to experience in education, uh, what's central to Dewey's philosophy is the role of experience in education. That's what's important in his philosophy. So he famously wrote, and I quote this, that there is an intimate and necessary relation between the process of actual experience and education. And for him, learning was about passively receiving information. It was not just about passively receiving information, but it was actively constructing understanding through experiences. He emphasized two key aspects of educational experiences, and those were continuity and two, interaction. Continuity refers to how each experience builds on past experiences and shapes future ones, while interaction describes the interplay between the learner and their environment. Importantly, Dewey stressed that not all experiences are equally educative, while he highlighted the teacher's crucial role in guiding and facilitating meaningful learning experiences for the learners. Um, so we move to democracy and education. This guy, Dewey, saw education as a powerful tool for social progress and reform. He envisioned schools as democratic communities where students could participate in decision making and collaborative learning. The goal was to develop citizenships who were capable of actively participating in a democratic society. This means fostering critical thinking and problem solving skills, as well as social responsibility and civic engagement. Dewey believed the curriculum should promote open mindedness, effective communication, and the ability to make informed decisions, all which are essential skills for democratic citizenship. Um, and his curriculum approach um, was that of revolutionary for his time and it remains influential until date. He advocated for integration of subjects, breaking down artificial barriers between disciplines in favor of thematic interdisciplinary learning, and he also emphasized focusing on real world problems and projects, connecting school learning to community issues. Inquiry based learning was central to his approach, with the scientific method serving as a model for problem solving across all areas of study. Importantly, Dewey also sought a balance between students' interests and societal needs, viewing curriculum as a negotiation between individual and societal factors. There are a number of questions for educators, and his ideas, while compelling, of course, raise several important questions for the educators. Uh, One of them is, how do we balance structured learning with experiential education? Again, what role should student interests play in curriculum design? How can we create truly democratic classrooms? And how do we assess learning in a Deweyan curriculum? These questions challenge us to think deeply about our teaching practices and the structures of our educational system. We also move to look at concerns and challenges. Implementing Dewey's ideas is not without challenges. Of course, critics worry about a potential lack of structure in the curriculum and which could lead to gaps in essential knowledge and skills. There's also the difficulty of standardized assessment of experiential learning, which creates tension with current high stakes testing environments. Balancing individual needs with societal expectations presents another challenge, as does the need for a specialized teacher preparation and approach and support. So these concerns that I have just raised here above remind us that while Dewey's ideas are powerful, their implementation requires a careful thought and planning. We can look at we at the real world applications, and we will begin with such application. Our modern educational approach that embodies many of Dewey's ideas is project based learning. Students in this project-based learning, students work on complex real-world projects that integrate multiple projects. An example is a project to design and implement a school recycling program which might incorporate elements of science, math, language arts, and social studies. This approach emphasizes problem solving and collaboration, allowing students to develop a range of skills while engaging with meaningful, relevant tasks. The authentic assessment through project outcomes and presentations aligns well with Dewey's emphasis on connecting learning to real world context. We can go ahead and look at the second real world application. Another application um, is seen in democratic classroom management approaches. This might include regular class meetings to discuss issues and make decisions, giving students input in rule making and curriculum choices, and also implementing peer mediation for conflict resolution. Such practices empower students, giving them a voice in their learning environment and helping them develop important skills in communication, problem solving, and leadership. This approach to classroom management aligns closely with Dewey's vision of schools as places where students can practice and develop the skills needed for active citizenship. We can go ahead and do a critical analysis. As with any educational philosophy, it's important to critically analyze Dewey's ideas, considering both their strengths and their limitations. On the positive side, Dewey's approach engages students in meaningful, relevant learning, which can increase motivation and promote deep understanding. It develops critical thinking and democratic values, preparing students for active citizenship, and and it's adaptable to diverse student needs, allowing for personalized learning paths. However, there are challenges which must also be addressed. Implementing these ideas can be difficult in standardized education systems, for example, and this may require significant teacher training and resources. Also, there is a potential for uneven coverage of essential knowledge and skills, which needs to be carefully managed. When we go to the educator's perspective, Dewey's ideas remain highly relevant in this century, which is the 21st century. They align well with modern emphasis on 21st century skills and issues of global citizenship. However, it's important to balance experiential learning with structured instruction and to adapt the way and principles to diverse educational contexts. As educators, we need to engage in ongoing reflection and adaptation in our curriculum design, regularly evaluating its effectiveness and relevance. In the digital age, we also have new opportunities to leverage technology to enhance experiential and democratic learning while addressing new challenges like digital citizenship and online collaboration. In conclusion, Dewey's, John Dewey's impact on educational theory and practice has been profound and enduring. His ideas about experience based learning, democratic education, and the social nature of learning continue to influence progressive education movements globally. As we face the educational challenges of the 21st century, Dewey's emphasis on preparing students for active citizenship and lifelong learning remains highly relevant. By viewing curriculum as a dynamic experiential process, we can create learning environments that are responsive to both individual needs and societal changes. I encourage all of us to reflect on how we might integrate these principles into our educational practices, continuously improving and innovating in our approach to the curriculum design. These are the key references I've drawn upon for this presentation. I encourage you to explore these sources if you are interested in delving deeper into Dewey's ideas and their modern applications. Dewey's own words, particularly experience and education, and democracy and education, are foundational texts. The more recent works by Pring, Kolb, and Garrison et al. Offer valuable modern perspectives on Dewey's enduring influence. That marks the end of our presentation.